Welcome to math class. That's grade 12. That's quadratics, and that's the quadratic curve. That's the graph. And then we have straight line, and that's the straight line there between AC. And then we have coordinate C. That's coordinate C. And then we have EH parallel to y-axis, so EH parallel to the y-axis. And then we have point EH. And then let's solve the problem. Let's say coordinate of B. B is turning point. We have two ways we can either use minus b over 2a, or we can complete the square. For my favorite is to complete the square. So I'll complete a square. So that would be f of x is going to be y, which is that equation, minus x squared plus 4x. That's going to be minus x squared plus 4x plus 5, and all of that we factor -1, so that is going to be x squared. The sign changes, it's going to be minus 4x minus 5, and then that's going to be x squared minus 4x, half of b is -4, so half is -2, all of that squared, plus, and then minus that again, 0 to 0, negative 2 to the power 2 minus 5, and then we factor that, we factor the first three terms, and then that's going to be 4, that's minus 4, -4 squared is 4, then minus 4, xx minus 2 minus 2, and the next step is going to be bracket x minus 2 to the power 2, and then minus 9, and then we take the 1 back. That's going to be negative x minus 2 squared plus 9, and that's the turning point. So from there our x value is 2 and our y value is 9. So you can check that on the first quad, so they're all, both coordinates are positive, so it's 2 is 2, 9. And the other way that we can do is we can use turning point. We have negative x squared plus 4x plus 5, and that gives us our a there is going to be -1, our b is going to be positive 4, and our c is going to be positive 5. And then from there we have x is equal to negative b over 2a, so negative bracket our b is 4, and then 2 bracket our a is -1, so that will give us 2, and then that's our x value. So we substitute 2 on the original equation, so it's -2 squared plus 4 bracket 2 plus 5, so that will mean that we have -4 plus that's 8 plus 5 is 18, so it gives us 9. So our turning point there is going to be 2 to 9. And then let's go to the second question. The second question says show the equation line through AC. Okay, so we have C values are known, so we need the value for A. Okay, so A there, we know that our A there, x should be negative, and then but it's x, and then our y is 0. Then from there we use the original equation, minus x squared plus 4x plus 5 is equals to 0, and then we know that x positive, we need to factorize, so it's going to be all the sign changes, multiply by negative, so it's x squared minus 4x minus 5 is equals to 0. Factorizing that is equals to 0, so that's x is equals to x, so it's going to be -5 plus 1. So that means that now we have x minus 5 is equals to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0. So that means we have x is equals to 5, or x is equals to -1. And then from there that's -1 there. and then a is -1 is to 0, and we have C there. B, actually is it B or C? C. So we have C there as 3 to 8. So it's 3, x is 3, y is 8. So we need to find our gradient. Okay, so our gradient AC. So that's gradient AC. So our gradient AC there is going to be, we're going to use that as x1, y1. Okay, let's make it x1, y1 there in A, and x2, y2 on C. So gradient AC is going to be y2 minus y1, changing y, and x2 minus x1, changing x. So changing y over changing x, that's the gradient. That is 8 minus 0, and then it's 3 minus bracket minus 1. So that gives us 8 over 8 plus 1. Negative is positive, so that's 8 over 4. So 8 divided by 4 will give us 2. So our gradient is 2. So remember that from the equation we already found the gradient is 2, which is correct. So we're going to use our equation y minus y1 is equals to gradient multiplied by x minus x1. So y1 y1 is a coordinate of any either A or C. So we choose A, so it's going to be y minus 0, 2 bracket x minus bracket minus 1 bracket, choosing the coordinate of A. So that gives us y is going to be 2x 2 bracket x plus 1, so that's going to be 2x plus 2. So it's exactly what they wanted us to find. So that's question 3 solved. Next we're gonna go for question 6.3. so 6.3 there, we need to find that part there greater than G. So F there is the top part, so we need to find that part there. Okay, so we need to find, then calculate the maximum length. So that's the maximum length of EB. So that would be EM actually. So EM, our maximum length on that portion where F is greater than G. So at max we have let's say length. Length would be F graph F minus graph G. The derivative should be the difference of the graph. The derivative must be 0. So remember to put the graph that is on top first. So the one on top is function f, graph f minus graph g. So the equation for graph f, that's minus x squared plus 4x plus 5 minus equation for g is 2x plus 2. And then simplifying that further, we can see that we have x squared plus 4x plus 5 minus 2x minus 2, and that gives us a new function, a new graph. Okay, so a new function that would be, let's call it h, because when you change anything then you give it a new function. So that's called transformation. And then from there, 4 minus 2 is 2x, and then 5 minus 2 is positive 3. So we have to derive that. So the derivative of a function h, which is the difference of the graphs, is negative negative 2x plus 2. So we use power rule. So it's going to be negative 2x is equals to negative 2 to the right side, and divide by negative 2 both sides. So we have 1. So when a number divided by itself in terms of equal signs, it gives us 1. And then from there we have to where it's 1, because remember that the x value is 1, so we substitute 1 on the original equation of the difference, that is to h. So substituting 1 there is 1 squared plus 2 multiplied by 1 plus 3, so that's negative 1 plus 2 plus 3, so it's 5 minus 1 is 4. So the height EH is going to be 4 units. So that's our answer there for 6.3. 6.4, it tells us that we need to find the tangent, the equation to the graph. So the tangent there of G Okay, G is a tangent, so at tangent we have the two functions or the two graphs, which is K, so where graph K is equals to graph G. So that's what we have. So we already know that the G value is 2x plus 2, and then from there we write the equations: negative x, negative 2mx, negative m power 2 plus, that's equation for K, plus 4m plus 5 is equals to our G there is 2x plus 2. So we go there, we write 2x plus 2. So 2x plus 2. So what we take everything on the left to the right, so the signs will change. Okay, so yeah, we can do that. Take the right to the left, but I'd prefer, I think I prefer taking the left because we have many of them. So taking the left because our power 2 is negative, so take it to the left to make it right, positive. So that means x squared plus 2mx plus m squared minus 4x, the sign changes, plus 2x is already there, so it's positive, plus m minus 5 plus 2. So x squared is going to be that, it's going to be positive, so it's going to be positive, it's going to be positive 2x, and then that one there is going to be minus, because we anything with x, it's going to be minus 2x, and that one there is going to be m power 2. Let's double check. So double checking everything, is negative 4, so that means we left minus 4m. So that is, it's actually so let's double check. So instead of m we have m, but just forgot to write it 4, so it's going to be minus 4m. Remember, you take 4m to the right, so it's minus 4m, so that's going to be minus 4m, and then negative 5 plus 2 is going to be negative 3 is equals to 0. And then we're going to factor it. We have x squared there, which is only one value we have, so we write x squared, and then we also have the x there. We can factor the x, so it's going to be x out, it's going to be 2m minus, it's going to be minus 2. We're not going to factor x, going to find just we need make it a coefficient of x. So it's 2m minus 2x plus m squared minus 4m minus 3 is equals to 0, and that's a1, and that value there is going to be, that's a, that is our b, that is our c. So we're going to use delta. So delta, for us to have the solution, delta has to be equals to 0. Okay, so we can find the possible value. So delta is equals to 0. A is 1, b is 2m minus 2, c is m squared minus 4m minus c. And then what we have is that we have delta is equals to 0. So remember, our delta is going to be b squared minus 4ac is equals to 0. So our b is going to be 2m minus 2 squared minus 4 bracket 1 bracket, our c is m squared minus 4m minus 3, and then to simplify further, that's going to be 4, that's going to be 4m squared, that's 2m times 2m, and then 2m times 2 is going to be negative 4 times 2 is going to be negative 8m plus 4. So it's negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, so it's going to be negative 2 multiplied by the brackets. Then we have negative 4m squared plus 16, and then plus 12. So 4 times 3 is 12, so they cancel each other, so even that one there becomes 8m, becomes 8m, and then 4 plus 12 is 16, and all of that equals to 0. So from there we're going to say 8m is equal to negative 16, so we divide both sides by 8. So we have there m is equals to negative 16 divided by 8 is negative 2. So m is negative 2. And that's our final answer. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow, subscribe, and if you have any question, please leave comments below. Thank you.